Here's the opening range recap for Tuesday, April 19th. Lots to cover today, lots of craziness. But the least crazy one is the Dow, so I'm going to do that one first. So the first trade here is a loss for both. Second trade here would be a win for the 25% and a win for the 50. So this second pivot here is a most safe 25% trade, and it was a win worth 28 points. So for the Dow, 28 points is what happened. Next, we're going to go to the NQ. I'm going to focus in on the 25% for the NQ first, just to make it easier. So first trade here is a loss for the 25%. So you would enter here on a most safe entry, which was a winning trade for 14.25 points. So that was a most safe trade. The next one was a 25% win as well. And this one was a 25% win as well. So for the 25%, you just had one most safe trade on the NQ, and it was a win. Now going to the 50%, so 50%, this was a loss here, this was a loss here, this was a loss here. It missed it by 6 ticks, so it was looking for 28.5 points. It got 27. When it does that, those are ones I stop at break even. I'm not going to take a full loss like it's going to here in a minute. So it reversed right there, 27 points, and shot up. So officially, and that's what we're going by, but officially this was a loss on the 50%. This next trade here was you would enter one additional contract here, and this, like I said before, was a win for the 25%, but it was a loss for the 50. It needed to come down to, I believe it was 10. Yes, 0925. It came down to, missed it by about 5 points or so. So again, needed about 28 points, got 22. However, if you're in those, again, if it wins on the 25, I tend to put my stop at break even when I'm in at 50%. But again, officially, it's not. So officially, this would be your first entry on the 50%, second entry here. Then you have to go all the way to here if you want a third entry. This would be after 11 o'clock. However, you can enter a trade if you're already in a trade after 11 o'clock. That's the way that I do it. But this was an entry you would take an additional contract or two or whatever, and it obviously got its 50% here. So you won on that particular trade. So again, it depends on how you traded it. If you did it with a break even here, since it missed it by 6 ticks, you could do that, or you were in for a lot of drawdown for sure. So again, the way I like to do it on the 50% is move my stop to break even. So my stop would be up here. Once the 25% is taken out. So for the Nasdaq, 25% was a win for 14.25, and then depending on how you sliced it on the 50%, you again lost there, won here. So if you may have broken even just depending on how many contracts you did, etc. All right, the ES. ES is also a problem child today. Again, we're going to talk about the 25% first. So this is a 25% entry, or excuse me, this is a 25% was a loss here. And then this would be a most safe entry for the S&P. It missed its exit by 2 ticks. So it needed 3 points. It got 2.5. So the theory is you would since we're going to go based on official, you would go 3 additional contracts. This right here where the arrow is, it needed to come up to 44.35. It got up to 44.34.75. So it missed it by a tick. So it missed an entry here by 1 tick. And as you can see, that particular thing ran down nicely, and you would have had your win for it. The micros actually filled at 35. So the micros got up to 44.35. The minis got to 34.75. We've talked about this before about missing stuff by a tick and all that stuff. Yeah, entering with a tick before the actual things and all that stuff. So depending on how you slice that, this could be a large problem, or you would have been out of your particular 25% with a break-even trade here. However, officially, the entry is all the way here. The second entry for your 25 would be all the way here, which would also have lost, did not get its full 3 points. Got about 2 again, but did not get its 3 points. And then you would add additional contracts here if you could, and you see the 25% win at that point. So on these situations, I count them as, in my own personal trading, I count them as a win. So the way that I do it is this is a loss, this is a loss, and then this would be a win, and then we're starting a new streak rather than here, and I would have saved myself out of a lot of problem there. That goes also for the 50%. So in this case, it came down and got the 50%. This would have been a 50% most safe entry here. So again, this was a loss. This was a loss on the 50. And this would have been a most safe entry on the 50. And you would have got 6.25 points. Since this is the official entry, that lost. So you would add 1 additional contract and you would get your break-even trade on that. So so it depends on how you sliced it. This again missed it by 2 ticks, so this would have been a win, or excuse me, a loss and then a win on the most safe, but you missed it by 2 ticks. And then, like I said, this was 1 tick aspect, and the micro hit it. So a messy situation, which is trading. However you traded it, you trade it. But those are the things to look for, and so forth. So the Dow was the nicest to us today. The other ones, just depending on how you trade it, either you broke even, had a bunch of drawdown, etc. So have a good day. Hopefully tomorrow is a little less messy. Take care.